How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's something that Tesla just said and something that Nvidia is showing us that I think guarantees that Bitcoin is going to become much more valuable in the future. And I think so many people are missing it. They're just not seeing what is so obvious here. So I want to walk through it. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Big shout out to Turbo. We'll talk about them later in the video. And if you want to trade crypto, there's a link underneath the video to CoinW. You can trade all different kinds of assets. I actually just made a couple trades today on Solana, XRP, and Bitcoin. You can check this out underneath the video. And when you use this link, you can also get in on a free giveaway, a bonus for trading. You can get up to 55 Solana, which I think Solana is a little bit undervalued right now. I think it's at a really key level too. So you can get up to 55 Solana just for trading any asset on futures on the platform. And you can also join the free trading group underneath the video. I would do that. If you're signed up with CoinW through me, sign up and then click that second link down there because you can get access to free professional traders. I'll be jumping in there from time to time as well, talking about some of the trades that I'm placing as well. So definitely check that out. Now, we had this announcement from Tesla a few days ago. A robotaxi future is closer than you probably think. A lot of people estimate robotaxis may be coming next year to Austin, maybe one other city. I find this so interesting, and I think people are missing the implications for what's happening right now. Robotaxis are being worked on right now. We have so much data from full self-driving. Full self-driving is also coming. It's going to be legalized, I think, relatively soon. Why do you think Tesla stock price is going up so much recently? It's because of the change in leadership and the fact that they're going to be able to get things expedited, probably get approval much faster. We have robotaxis coming. What does that mean? Well, it means that people are going to get a lot of their time back, right? It means the cost of travel is going to go down. Instead of buying a $30,000 or $40,000 Tesla, instead of paying $20 for an Uber, a lot of that money ends up going to the person driving the car. Well, instead of that, you can take out that person and then save a lot more money. Tesla is going to make money, but then consumers are going to make money. And that also means that people with full self-driving will eventually, as time goes on, be able to use their time to work, right? They're going to be able to output more or relax more, consume more. They're going to get a lot of their time back. This is an increase in efficiency, right? It's a task that takes a lot of people, a lot of time every single day that they won't have to do anymore. Let's take a look at Nvidia. And this will come back to Bitcoin in a second. Nvidia, their stock price is up nearly 200% this year. Absolute rampage. Their revenue more than doubled this year. This is after it had been exploding the years before. Everyone seems to be spending a lot of money on Nvidia chips. And why is that? Well, they're putting a lot of money towards AI. AI is coming here very soon. We have companies spending tens of billions of dollars a quarter on AI chips, AI infrastructure, cloud. Companies are building robots like Tesla. What does all this mean? Well, it means a much more efficient future. It means the cost of doing different things, mining for gold is going to go down. It means the cost of building a house is going to go down. It means that everything is going to become much more efficient. Now, how does that affect you? Well, if you're an employer, you're going to have to spend less money probably because you're going to be able to use AI for a lot of things. If you're someone that's wealthy, that means that you're probably invested in these companies. You're going to make a lot of money. If you're someone that doesn't have much money, that means that the cost of these different services or goods, they're probably going to go down, right? Or they're not going to accelerate as quickly, at least. So everyone benefits from this in my mind. When you're investing in assets and there's this great deflationary period and everything is becoming more abundant resource-wise, where do you put your money? Well, you can put it in these companies, right? That's what a lot of people do. They put their money in the S&P 500 or the QQQ, and they take advantage of this. You can also see, though, that a lot of companies will be disrupted by this, right? A lot of the top 500 companies will lose market share, will die off, in my opinion, and it will become harder for them to do their business because AI will take over. A lot of people will be out of work. Houses are going to become maybe less expensive. When you have robots that can build a house, you could go hire 2 Tesla robots. And I realize this is far out in the future. You could, hire 2 Tesla robots to make your summer cabin, right? And they could do that throughout the winter. It's kind of crazy, the future that we're looking at. I realize this is far off, but what if, these robots get consciousness? There have been people recently that have said that like OpenAI's AI is getting very close to consciousness. The fact is, all of this is growing exponentially. They're growing so quickly. Like, things will come faster than people think, and the disruption is going to be explosive. Like, you're going to think that you figured stuff out, and then something else is going to get disrupted. And then you're going to have to rethink your investments, rethink what you're doing, rethink your life's purpose, right? Now, how does this all come back to Bitcoin? We'll get to that in a second, but first I want to thank today's show sponsor, Based Turbo. And one of the craziest narratives this bull run has been meme coins. There are meme coins I've even talked about, like Turbo, that are $500 million. They were $30 million market caps back in May, and now they've just gone on an absolute rampage. That's why we're talking about Base Turbo as today's partner of the channel, who is just sitting at a $10 million market cap. So Base Turbo is trying to do what Turbo did, just on Base. Obviously, Base chain, extremely popular. A lot of people using Base these days for the cheap fees and the connection to Coinbase have garnered a lot of attention. Now, Base Turbo has been on a rampage as well. It's up, I don't know. I don't even know, even like 10, 20, 50x, something like that, from the bottom just a few weeks ago. And now it has come down slightly. Looks like it might be coming to a support level where we've seen it bounce several different times. Sitting around a $10 million market cap. It's done 2 to 7 million in volume every day since launch. Now, Bitmart just announced that they're going to be having Turbo coming to their platform or coming to their exchange. They're also going to some other exchanges here soon. They have an all-time high of about an $18 million market cap, which is, like I said, relatively small compared to the 900 million that Turbo has gotten. But obviously, it has moved up very quickly. I'm paying attention to this. You can see their website too underneath the video. And obviously this is based on the original Turbo. They came and turned to GPT-4 with a simple challenge: create the next great meme coin starting with a budget of $69. You can also see on their website, you can get on Uniswap. You can go check them out on Dex Tools or Dex Screener. They have X and Telegram. So definitely check this out underneath the video. Big thanks to Turbo on Base Turbo, for sponsoring this part of the video. Now, of course, make sure you always do your own research because investing in crypto can be very risky. In a time where there's so much abundance, do you want to be investing in alive, dying companies? Maybe not. Do you want to be investing in real estate where it's becoming much less expensive because there can be maintenance and there can be robots that build your houses for you for a cheaper amount? I don't know. The cost of building a home is going to go down significantly in a lot of ways. There's also going to be probably more resources. It'll be easier to get access to internet and to resources further out, so you won't have to be as close to the city, right? If you're not working in the city, you can buy real estate further out. So, like, just in general, land's going to get probably a little bit less expensive too, unless you want to be in a prime area. So, like, all of this stuff is going to be happening. And do you think you want to keep your money in cash during this time? No, you probably want to invest in these disruptive companies. Also, if you're saving, you probably want to save it in something like Bitcoin that can't be debased. In a time where there's so much abundance, there's going to be a lot of capital, right? There's going to be a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of debasement. There's going to be a lot of money that needs to find a home, and Bitcoin's the only thing that can't be made more of. It's the only asset. It's the only hedge against AI and this increase in efficiency. Right? It can actually provide you something that can't be debased. I mean, gold's going to be debased. They're going to find mines that aren't worth mining with humans, but robots can do it more efficiently. the price of wood's going to go down, right? Because there can be more efficient ways to cut down the trees and to ship it and all this kind of stuff. Like everything is going to go down in price, or at least not go up in price as much. Everything's going to become cheaper and more efficient. But Bitcoin, there's only so many, right? Let's say robots get consciousness. They can actually think for themselves and they're making money. Right? Let's say a robot, I don't know, maybe a robot has rights to hold onto wealth themselves at some point. Do you think they're going to put it in the US dollar that can be debased by humans? No. I realize this is out there, but they're going to buy something like Bitcoin that is very set in the supply. You can go do a bunch of research on it. You can figure out where the risks lie, and there aren't a lot of secrets with it, right? It's open source. Anyone can go check the code. So I think there's a future where, Bitcoin's the only thing that's not debased. Bitcoin's the only thing that's not made more abundant. And it's going to be harder and harder to get your hands on it because there's so many entities that are swallowing it up right now, from nation states to large companies to individual investors. And while there is volatility, right, Bitcoin's price goes up and down, up and down, up and down. The fact is that this is all short term because, there is a lot of leverage in the market. This is the asset that you can trade on Christmas morning with 500x leverage. This is an asset that can be manipulated by some large entities for now. And this is an asset that a lot of people want to get their hands on. Keep that in mind too. A lot of people understand where Bitcoin's going and they do not want to miss out on the train. So they will manipulate you to try to get you to sell so that they can buy. So be careful. Understand what's happening here. The future is becoming more abundant. It's becoming cheaper in a lot of ways. And I realize that, yes, inflation's still there. Things are getting more expensive. But eventually, things might flip a little bit where certain things become less expensive because of robots, because of AI. I mean, look at the cost of other technologies that have come down over time. I know, actually, Kathy Wood talks about this, but look at the cost of a new TV or a computer from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It was actually more expensive, in actual US dollar terms, than the same thing is now. If you wanted a 48-inch TV 20 years ago, the cost was higher than it is right now to buy the same thing, and it's much better now. And also, the US dollar is worth less, so you would think that would be more expensive if it's inflation adjusted. Same thing with a computer, right? You can buy what is considered like a crappy phone for a couple $100, and it's better than any computer from 50 years ago. So certain technologies like this will get less expensive over time and people have access to them. It'll be life-changing, just like phones and computers are life-changing for us now. I'm sitting here talking to 10,000, 20,000 people from my house, right? There's no one within 100 feet of me besides my wife, and yet I can talk to all these people. So things will be changed. Things will be disrupted. People will have to consider, what is the point of life outside of work? What do I do now, kind of thing. And you might want to put some of your assets or some of your capital in the only thing that can't be debased by this future growth in technology. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, you can check out Turbo underneath. You can check out CoinW as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next.